point can be argued with this situation. Use of this in a super ambiguous way. What situation? You mean the Dow Chemical situation, or are you now coming into the modern situation that we were talking about earlier? Because we were talking about Microsoft and Apple and Google. So she goes, my previous point can be argued with this situation, period. If napalm was not allowed to be used for warfare purposes, it could be viewed as unpatriotic and may have prevented the United States, lowercase united, lowercase states, from modernizing its warfare. Warfare uses just a generic term because this person has no idea about military vocabulary, if you will. They have no idea what word they're actually looking for, and so warfare sounds good, and they just used it, so they may as well use it again. So instead of saying something like modernizing its military, modernizing the army, modernizing their equipment or weaponry, they have to say warfare because they are, well, a female, so they don't really know what they're talking about when it comes to this. By and large. Generally, obviously there's exceptions, but let's be honest. So they say the United States, lowercase united, lowercase states, from modernizing its warfare to the point of losing more of our citizens. On the other side, the use of this chemical is greatly questionable and inhumane. On the other side of what? On the other side of what? On the other side of what? She never said one side. She never said there are two options here. There's two sides to this coin. She just said, my previous point can be argued with this situation. And then she did an if statement, an if-then statement. If napalm was not allowed for the use of warfare purposes. It's so jumbled, man. Like, I would hate to be trapped in this person's mind. I would kill myself. This is absolute chaos. This is chaos. Like, does this person actually... It shows you, man. It shows you there are dumb people in this world that should not be college educated. It is a waste of resources. It is a waste of college funds, scholarships, grant money. Their time and their effort, it's a waste. They would be better off working in a Piggly Wiggly. They'd be better off working at a Dollar General or something. On the other side, the use of this chemical is greatly questionable and inhumane. And then she says a golden one. Causing 9-year-old, not causing a 9-year-old, not causing the 9-year-old. She says just causing 9-year-old to severely burn, if not something to ever consider patriotic. Especially since the Vietnam War was so controversial to begin with. And that's how she ends it! Ah! That's how she ends it! That's how she ends her paragraph. This is the last sentence of the last paragraph. Causing 9-year-old to severely burn, if not something to ever consider patriotic, especially since the Vietnam War was so controversial to begin with. That's not even a fucking sentence! That's not even a freaking sentence, bro. Causing 9-year... We're gonna break this down from a fundamental standpoint. Like good old... Like, what's his name? It's too obscure a reference. Some baseball guy. Some, baseball YouTuber. Anyway. Causing 9-year-old. Not causing 9-year-olds. Not causing a 9-year-old. Not causing the 9-year-old. No article. No specificity here. Just causing 9-year-old. So totally incorrect. Not even a hyphen. Oh my god. To severely burn, if not something to ever consider patriotic. Oh, it's a typo. It's a typo. It's a typo. Is not something to ever consider patriotic. I don't know, Super Sleuth. Danny the Sleuth. Danny, Handy Manny over here. Handy Danny is figuring it out. He's getting into the weeds. He had to break it down. He had to read between the lines, switch out some letters, do some complex puzzles. But I figured it out. She's saying that causing a 9-year-old to severely burn is not something to ever consider patriotic. Even though she wrote if not something. It's a typo. To ever consider patriotic. And so she's editorializing. She's making a very broad statement that, Obviously, it's not great to have 9-year-olds burning alive. Obviously. But typical... Okay, look, this is not gonna... I can't go there. Oh, okay, I can't go there. I was about to be very controversial, make a very controversial anti-women statement, so I probably shouldn't say that. But I was on the verge of it. I was on the cusp of saying something, saying something a little controversial, so we're gonna avoid that entirely. So causing a 9-year-old to severely burn is not something to ever consider patriotic. Alright, fine, fair enough, whatever. Especially since the Vietnam War apologies, that's my fault. Especially since the Vietnam War was so controversial to begin with. I mean, great. And I am supposed to comment on this essay, on her writing. I'm supposed to comment on it and leave a contributing remark. How do I contribute to this brain dump? To this, electronic shit on my screen? How am I supposed to contribute to this? The only thing I could think to contribute to this would be some freaking, some edits. Some edits would be the only thing I could think to contribute. Edit her paper. That's it. Oh my god, it's horrific. And yet people do comment on this and they just take it. I'm like, they clearly did not get any of it. How do you get... There's no claim she's making. She's not putting herself out in any way. She's just regurgitating a new jumble of words she's heard before on this same topic. She's not contributing anything to the discussion. What's the point? You may as well not comment. So stupid, man. It's so stupid. So that's pretty much it. I don't have anything more to say on this. This is just trash. There's going to be more coming, though. That's not even the worst. They're everywhere. And it's just, this is the epitome. This is the state, the absolute state of modern American English. And it says a lot about where our brains are at as a collective, where our minds are at, where our capabilities are. If we were asked to write an important essay, an important speech that was to be read aloud the next day, would the average American be able to do it? Would the average college-educated American be able to do it? I would say no. And that's really a shame. That's an absolute shame. And we're going to pay for it. It might take some time, but eventually these people are going to be in positions of power. Eventually these people are going to be making decisions for companies, for nonprofits, for charities, for organizations, for churches, governments. And you're going to see just how shoddy our educational systems are. That's all.